All right. Hello, everybody. 6 p.m.
Hi.
sharp. How are you
Yes, good
doing?
afternoon.
Shernet, Claude, Serenity, Coralie. Greetings, everyone. Thank you for being on time. Thank you. I know, you guys likely had a very long day, so I appreciate you guys showing up on time and spending this time with me. And yeah, this won't be a waste of your time. I don't believe so. You can tell me at the end how you feel about it. But thank you for coming. And yeah, I think 6:01, perfect time to get started. So I guess the fact that you're all here and everybody's hearing me well, right? Hearing me clearly?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to eventually mute everybody and just so that there's no interruptions, we can get through it quickly. I want to get through it as quickly as possible, but if you have any questions or anything, definitely let me know. But what I'd prefer is if you add them to the chat. So when I get through each section, I'll just glance over at the chat and I'll respond to whatever questions. If I have to unmute you, I'll unmute you, but I'll keep everybody muted just so that we can get through it as quickly as possible. All right. So as I was saying, the fact that you guys are all here, it tells me you have a business that sells to people that are overseas. They're not in your country, and you need an effective way to reach them. And the fact that your customers aren't local to wherever you are, and I'm kind of interested, other than Jamaica, wherever you're coming in from, I'd love for you to just add it to the chat so I know if there are any other islands here or any other countries. But the fact that your customers aren't local, it differentiates you, right? Everybody else can just do some local advertising and they can attract people. But the fact that you're here tells me that your business needs to reach people who are overseas. So it's a whole different ball game for you. And that is exactly what I'm going to show you how to do in this presentation. And this is not just me coming up with it. This is after many years of experience in doing exactly that. I've done it for many people, as I'll share, for many different businesses, as I'll share as we go through this presentation. All right, or this workshop, I should say, because this is a two-way thing. I'm not just presenting to you. I'm hoping to get your feedback and as we go and so on. All right, so let me share my screen and let's just get it going. I have this little PowerPoint here to keep me on track. That's not it. This one look like it. Share. All right, you should be seeing the screen now. One second. All right. Let me just 2 seconds. Let me get myself set up here. So the chat is here. This is here. All right. Let me just get myself situated. All right. We should be good. So how to get an extra 20 bookings per month without spending thousands with an ad agency. That is my promise to you. I say 20 bookings because, that is believable. But as I think you'll come to agree, what I'm sharing with you, you can take this as far as you want. This can do much more than the 20. It's just a matter of how much you want to put into it. Because at the end of the day, the reality is that there is some work that goes into this, right? But what I want to do is lay out the strategy that makes the most sense. It gives you the best results, but there is some work. It's not difficult work because a lot of it is online. You punch in keys, but there are things you need to do to really get this set up properly. And we'll go through it, and hopefully you'll see the value that I am trying to share with you. All right, so what we'll be covering is what I consider to be the three main pillars of success, right? Everything you need to be successful with selling to tourists or selling to travelers. And as you see at the bottom, we have attracting customers, which is basically advertising. But that is where most people, I don't know why my camera keeps, I don't know if everybody's seeing that my camera keeps chipping out, but attracting customers or promoting the business, that's where everybody tries to start. That's what everybody wants to do. But my argument is that optimizing your website and setting up this automated follow-up is crucial for the advertising or for the attracting side of things to work. So you don't just start there. There's a foundation we want to build, and that foundation includes optimizing your website and automating follow-up. You're dealing with travelers. You don't know when they're traveling for sure. It could be tomorrow. It could be next month, right? So you have to have a way to follow up with everybody. So those things, once you have those set up, then your advertising side will work so much better. All right. So we'll go through that. I'll give you a quick background on who I am. You know, if you don't know already, my name is Krishna. I've been doing this online marketing stuff full time for the past over 15 years now. I've done advertising and marketing for, you know, a lot of different businesses, major events like Dream Weekend and Jamaica Carnival and top tour companies in Jamaica, wedding planners, car rental companies. And I've done some work with the Jamaica government in terms of, you know, I've sat on a few boards where my specific role was leveraging the internet to bring more people to Jamaica. So I have a lot of experience specifically because all of these things you see here is all about attracting people that aren't necessarily in Jamaica. And I own things to do in Jamaica. There's an Instagram account, there's a website that goes along with it. And I'll show you that at some point in this presentation. So that's a quick intro to me. As I said, I have spent a lot of time in this particular space, which is advertising to people overseas. All right. And yeah, I guess we get straight into, as I said, there are three main pillars: your website optimization, your automated follow-up, and attracting customers. So let's get straight into the website optimization part. This part should be quick. I'm assuming majority of you have a website already, but there's still some things, some common mistakes that I see a lot of people make that I just want to quickly run through. So, you know, if you have any of these issues on your site, you can quickly make an adjustment, right? But as it says here, you want to get people to initiate contact, right? So what I see, we all have this dream of having, you know, when it comes to the online business, you want to have something that runs completely automated without you having to touch it. You wake up in the morning and you're seeing all kind of bookings and all kind of sales going on and action. And when you look at the big companies like your Viator and your TripAdvisor, that's exactly what you see them do, right? They have this automated process where you don't even have to deal with anybody. You just go on their site and you browse around and you can check yourself out. But those companies, for one, they've spent a whole lot of money on earning enough trust for the market to be able to say, yeah, I don't mind giving them my credit card. I feel comfortable with this company, right? They're well known. And smaller to medium-sized businesses might not be so well known. So a lot of the times I see people put a lot of emphasis into the ability to book online, which is fine. It can work. But what I'm saying is your homepage, which is to page all the strangers that they've never met you before. These are the people that it's the first time they're seeing you. When they land on that page, it's highly unlikely that they're going to just punch in their credit card, pick out a tour, and do all of that. So since we know that, we don't make that the main thing, right? That is something that, yeah, you know, you can do it. It's there, it's available if you want to. But the main thing is to get people to make contact. And when you actually have that, you make contact with somebody, it makes the sales so much easier anyway. Those companies like Viator and TripAdvisor, I'm sure they'd love to be able to have that one-on-one, you know, contact with everybody that comes on their site. But it wouldn't make any sense. They have tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people every single day. So it, you know, they know they're losing some people by trying to automate everything. And, you know, it's just a business decision. They say, that's fine. We can afford to lose those people. But small to medium-sized businesses, you know, it makes no sense. So what we want to do is offer a kind of, you know, I have this picture here with this. It's kind of like a butler concierge kind of thing. It's like we're rolling out the red carpet, right? So that's what I recommend. Don't put all the energy into getting somebody to book now. Try to get them to make contact first. Get the conversation going, get them comfortable, and you take it from there. Then you can send them back to your site, but let them know this is a real person, right? So as I have here, the mission of your homepage, we have 5 things. You want it to introduce your business to a perfect stranger, never heard of you before. As soon as they land on the site, they need to know a few things. They need to know who you are, what you offer, and how to contact you. That's on the next slide. What makes you different, right? You need to be able to differentiate yourself. This is a competitive industry, so you can't just be saying the same thing as everybody else. Figure out how you can say whatever it is that you're doing is different from everybody else or most other people that are out there. Here I have display your main services. So one of the mistakes I see people make a lot is, you know, like for example, a tour company, they'll have 10, 20 different tours on the homepage that, imagine somebody's on a mobile phone and they have to scroll through all of that. They're just pushing through. It's way too much. It's overkill and it's unlikely to work anyway. So display just your main services. And the example I'll use is if it's a tour company, rather than having, you know, all the different attractions, you just have, okay, maybe we can help you with your airport pickup. We can help you with, you know, what they call it, cruise excursions, and we can help you with tours around the island, and let them click from there and they can get more details. But we're not going to plaster the homepage with all kind of things. And one of the most important things is that you have to earn your prospects' trust. Trust is a thing that, you know, it's lacking on the internet, and there's a lot of scams out there, and we know that. So we have to do what we can to earn whoever comes to our sites trust, right? And I'll show you some ways that we can do that. And finally, tell them what to do next. You have to tell them, make it plain and clear. This is what we want you to do. Click this button to contact us, or click this button to schedule a call, whatever it is. Tell them what to do next. We call it a call to action, right? You have to have a call to action on every single page on your website, right? So I'll go on. I think I get a little deeper into some of the important ones. Introduce your business, which was the first one here. So we have this thing called above the fold, right? We take it from newspapers. This part of the newspaper here is above the fold, and it's the most valuable real estate in a newspaper. And it's the same thing on our website. Above the fold, when somebody lands on your website, this section here has to tell them these 3 things: what you do, where do you serve, and how they can contact you. And they should get that without having to read any long paragraph, or it should just be, as soon as you look at it, it all makes sense. They get that message immediately. That's what's most important. A lot of people like to, you know, get creative with this part of the site, but yeah, you can be creative. How you present these things is up to you, but you have to let people know what you do, where you serve, how they can contact you, blink of an eye, right? So that's, as I said, the most important part of your website. That's what needs to happen. Let's move on. And I think the only other one I touched on is how to earn prospects' trust. The easiest way to do it, or the most common way, is third-party reviews, right? We all love to see reviews, and it's not difficult to get them. You know, you should have past customers. You can ask for reviews. They leave the reviews. You plaster them on the site so people can see. Because remember, these are perfect strangers. They don't know you from anywhere. So these reviews help to make them a little more comfortable. But if you don't have reviews, there are other options for earning trust, right? If you have any professional certifications, definitely display those. If you have any features in the newspaper or in a magazine or featured anywhere that people would recognize, definitely throw those on the site. And I threw in the as seen in or as seen on. I'm sure you guys have seen websites where people have this and they have all these recognizable logos just to say we are affiliated with them. You can borrow some trust from people that you're affiliated with, right? So these are some additional ways, but like I said, you must keep in mind the people who are coming to your site, they're in a totally different country. They don't know you from anywhere, and they have trust issues. We all have trust issues, right? We're not sure, and we don't want to be scammed. We've all been burned at some point in time. So those are the main things. Introduce your business, differentiate yourself, display just the main services, earn the trust, and tell them what to do next, a call to action. Now, as I said before, oh, I didn't see this, Cayman, St. Lucia, Antigua, nice, Grenada, Turks and Caicos, lovely, lovely. And yeah, I'll record it, by the way. You can record it. I don't know if you have that option to the person that asked this question. I'll record it and I'll send you the recording when we're done. I'll send it to you tomorrow. So, I mean, this is pretty much what I see as being crucial for having your website ready for the traffic that you're going to send and the new people. If you don't have this down, then a lot of people are going to be slipping through the cracks and they're going to be repelled because they're not seeing what they need to see to move forward. All right. So we don't have any questions on that. And like I said before, for those who came late, what I want to do is I've muted everybody, I think, and, you know, just so that we can get through this as quickly as possible. If you have any questions as we go through, just drop them in the chat. And when I get to the end of each section, I'll address them. So, yeah, I think that will help us to get through this as quickly as possible. And at the end, we can talk. But let me just get through this so whoever needs to go can go. All right. So these are the things for optimizing your website. And the next thing, once your website is optimized, and for those who came late, these are the three main pillars. Your website optimization, you have to automate follow-up for people. You know, these people you don't know when they're traveling. So it's important to follow up in any industry, but it's even more so in the travel industry because you don't know when these people are traveling. So you have to have a way to keep your business in front of them. And I'll show you exactly how to do that. And what I mentioned before, some people came, was that attracting customers, which is the first thing that most businesses want to do, is actually, in my opinion, you know, the last thing you should do. You have to build this foundation first, which are these two. All right, so let's move on to your automating of your follow-up. Let's see here. So we went through the reviews. So this bucket here, you know, what it is that a lot of, I'd say most businesses have leaks, right? And it's not water they're leaking like you're seeing in this bucket. It's actually customers that are slipping through the cracks, right? And this is simply because you're not following up. So there are stats online that say, you know, a company has to, or somebody, a prospect has to be exposed to a business a number of times, like 4 or 5 times. I don't know how accurate that is, but these are studies that people have done. And they say typical customer has to see a business 4 or 5 times before they're comfortable enough to actually make a purchase from you, right? And most businesses aren't following up. They're not doing anything at all to follow up. It's like they expect people to come to their site or come wherever once and make a decision then and there. And when they leave, that's the end of it. So what I want to share here are the 3 ways that we can follow up with people in an automated way. We're not chasing anybody. And this is, it's a very nice experience because we're also building a relationship at the same time, right? We're not chasing anybody. We're not calling anybody on the phone and saying, hey, what happened? You ready yet? We're not harassing people, but we're still keeping ourselves in front of them so that whenever it is they're ready, they'll remember us and they'll be more likely to reach out to us. So the 3 things: retargeting, lead magnets, and email sequences. I will go over those in more detail. So let me go on here. Can I reshare the slide? I will, Jillian, I certainly will. So let me get through this. Retargeting, this bucket here, this guy here, you see fishing in a bucket. That's really what it is, because when you retarget people, it really is like you're fishing in a bucket. You are targeting people who have landed on your website, which, they've been introduced to you at some point in the past, and they've shown that they're interested in whatever it is you sell, because why else would they be visiting your website? How did they get there, right? So chances are 9 times out of 10, the person you're retargeting is in the market for whatever it is you're selling. So it really is like you're fishing in a bucket. And what you're actually doing is you're tagging everybody that comes to your site, and you're creating a little audience of people, and you're saying, okay, let's just advertise to this little audience. And everywhere they go, they're going to see an ad. So as it says here, it keeps your business top of mind. You can retarget people for a week or for 2 weeks. You're just reeling them back in. You don't want them to get the chance to forget about you. So keeps your business top of mind. It earns trust and credibility, because when these people are browsing whichever site they like to browse, they go on CNN.com, they go on Instagram or Facebook, whatever it is they like to do online, your ad will be there. It can potentially be there, and they'll think you'd borrow some more authority from CNN. Imagine your ad being on CNN. It will look like, wait, this is a serious company here, when in reality, you're not spending as much money as they'd imagine, because you're just retargeting them. You're just following up with people that have visited your website. And I know with me, people have retargeted me in the past, and I don't even remember where I know this site from. I just know I know this business. No, it now becomes a familiar name to me, right? It gives you a much higher ROI than any other channel, right? So like I said, you're fishing in a bucket. And from my experience, you can research it online for yourself. The sales really come from your remarketing. If you're not following up with people, you're really allowing people to slip through the cracks, and it boosts your overall sales. So my recommendation is that even if you're not actively advertising right now, you put the things in place so that everybody that lands on your site, they do actually get tagged, and you start building that audience. Because I think you can have that audience for like 90 days, right? You can retarget people who visited your site 90 days ago. No, that might be a long shot, but you just want to know you have these things set up and ready. So when you're ready to deploy them, they're set up. All right. So that is it for retargeting. And the next thing that, all right, I'm going to quickly tell you what the procedure is, because this question just popped out at me. But it's very simple. What it is you go to your ad platforms. And I mean, there's a ton of them out there, but let's just focus on Google and Facebook. All right. Those 2 ad platforms, they give you like 2 little lines of code. and I don't want to throw you off or anything for people who aren't really that tech savvy, but whoever it is that manages your web, anybody can really do it. And I'll show you. I mean, I have videos that walk you through exactly what to do, and it's very easy. But you go to these sites, you download the code, and you just put it on your site. It's as simple as that. When you go back to Facebook or you go back to Google, they will have all the data. They've tagged all these people that have landed there. So it's much simpler than it might seem or it might sound. It's very straightforward. But let me get through this and we can revisit this. So retargeting is one thing that I highly recommend you have on your site. As I say, this is the travel industry. You have to be ready to retarget people. And the next thing is lead magnets. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen, well, I'm pretty sure you've seen it, but what a lead magnet is any kind of free resource that you can give to somebody in exchange for their email address, right? So somebody comes to your site and they're about to leave without doing anything. They're not contacting you. They're not doing anything to get the conversation started. You have this lead magnet there. It's an irresistible offer to them, whoever it is that your target customer is, your ideal customer. You create a simple resource that they won't want to leave, and you give it to them in exchange for their email address, right? And like I said, it helps to grow your email list, which is one of the biggest assets in your business. If the day comes when you want to actually retire or you just want to, sell your business, you having a strong email list is where all the value is going to be. It's the truest asset in your business. Your email list is your past customers and those new people who have been caught in your web and they're being, they're slowly being converted. These are people that they know you, and eventually when you do all of this right, they will become a customer. It might not happen tomorrow, but things start to snowball eventually. So your email list has a value of its own, and it's the best asset any business can have. So it grows your email list. It helps to qualify your leads. So when it comes to qualifying your leads, the example I typically give is if you were a wedding planner, for example, and you wanted to attract people who are considering getting married or they're getting married soon, and they come to your website, they look around and they say, okay, this looks nice. And then all of a sudden they see a free offer, like what you see here, this free guide that says the 10 best wedding dresses for 2024, or the 10 best wedding venues in the area that you serve, or, the best wedding themes, whatever it is. When it's your industry, you know all the questions that your prospect would have. And it doesn't take you long to come up and develop that list that they'd be like, wait, I need to get this. And all it costing me is my email address. It's a no-brainer. And if you have one of those subscribe forms, because I see it all the time where you have a subscribe form and it just says subscribe for updates. Nobody's doing that, right? When you use a lead magnet, if that is what you have, where you're saying subscribe for updates, when you use a lead magnet, it's going to skyrocket the number of people who sign up to your email list, right? It also provides value up front. So now, even though you haven't spoken to them on the phone yet, you're really getting a relationship going because they've read content from you, or whatever your lead magnet is, they've been introduced to you and they can now see that, okay, this person is a professional and they've put this resource together for me for free. And it helps to nurture your leads. As I say, when you are here building this relationship with these people and your competitors aren't, they don't stand a chance. These people are going to remember you. Now, just to kind of get a little deeper into how we create lead magnets, right? I would say to you that it can really be anything. So if you think about what you're in right now, this workshop, me sharing what I've learned, it could be a lead. This is a lead magnet, right? But you don't even have to go this far with it. The way we typically approach it is to just say, okay, let's make a list of the 10 things or as many things as we can possibly come up with that we know our ideal prospect would want to know. So I already gave you an example with a wedding plan. I'm sure you can come up with a lot more than what I shared. And if you're a tour company and you're telling people about the best beaches and the best restaurants and the best attractions and all these things, that's somebody that isn't there. They don't know. They're coming on a trip. They would really love to know. You make an exhaustive list of all those things. You maybe they want a packing list, what to take when you come into Jamaica. It really can be whatever it is. And once you make that list, you pick the best one out of it. Whatever stands out to you the most, you pick it out and you create it. It's your field, it's your industry. This should not take you a half an hour to create. And this will really be an asset that will serve your business. This is a part of the foundation. Once you have this created, as I said, it will continuously bring people into your mailing list, which all of these people are qualified leads, because why else would they download this resource? If I wasn't planning on getting married, why would I care about the best wedding venues, right? So, I mean, I can't stress enough how important it is for you to have this on your site. And it's pretty straightforward. Now, one thing I want to show you before I move on is, you spend the time, you create the resource, top 10 lists, top 5 lists, those things are always good because, if you look at like the cover of magazines, a lot of these magazines, when you go in the supermarket the next time, they spend so much money and time trying to figure out what is going to grab you when you're checking out. And a lot of the time you're seeing top 5 and top 10 lists because they know that's what grabs attention, right? So you can create a list, easy, won't take you any time, and you go to a website like Fiverr and have them design it up, because a part of it is, you want it to have an interesting topic. But when you have it, just like it is over here, it has this 3D look. It looks like something physical. It helps it to stand out on the site. So as I say, I went to Fiverr, lead magnet design, and these people here, for a little bit of money, I mean, $5 sound cheap. I would say more like $20, $25 is probably what you should expect to pay. But some of these people might be new and they might do good work. They might do good work. You just kind of have to test it out. I just want to check, is everybody hearing me still?
Yes, so far.
All right,
Yes,
because
so
I realize my laptop
yeah,
start
you're hearing.
ringing with all right, perfect. No, because people been calling, and when the laptop rings, it kind of loud in my ears, and I don't know if it chipped me out or whatever. But all right, perfect. So yeah, you come here, you create this list, you go to somewhere like Fiverr, you say make it look pretty, right? And they'll create this 3D design for you. Effortless stuff. As I said, there's work, but it's not anything that is difficult. It's all easy work. What most people don't have is a clear strategy that makes sense, which is exactly what I'm trying to share with you. How we can pull everything together so that you really have a machine that generates new customers for your business. All right. So I don't know how this might get here, and I don't know how to delete it. So we'll just leave it. So that's it for lead magnets. And like I say, if you have any questions, let me know. We can discuss it at the end. And the third thing, now, when you start having all these people coming to your website, however they get there, whether you're promoting on, well, I'm going to show you how the best ways to promote your business, but however it is you promote your business, as I said, somebody land on your site, you want to grab onto them. You want them wrapped up in your web so that they don't slip away, because chances are they're going to buy from somebody. Might as well be you. Now, when you have this lead magnet and people are coming and they're seeing this interesting thing that you're giving away for free, and they're entering their email address to sign up for your mailing list. You have all these people coming, you deliver the lead magnet, but you don't want to start following up with them. One, you don't want to start following up with them manually. And two, you don't want to be annoying about it. You want to be very strategic in how you follow up with people. And the next one is the email sequences, right? So an email sequence is, as the name would suggest, a sequence of emails that you pre-create so that when people sign up for your lead magnet, they'll get it delivered. And, as this shows you here, ignore the red mark. Day one, this might be, they got the lead magnet. Day 3, they get the second email. Day 5. So typically for the first week, you can be a little more aggressive with your follow-up because you don't know if the person is traveling in the next few days. They could be traveling within the next week. So you try to make sure that they at least see you for the next week. And then after that, you can taper down once a week for a while, and then once a month. You just want to keep yourself in front of them. And here I have 10 emails, right? Very, very easy to create. Like I said before, you go back to these topics for the lead magnet. You have your list of things that would be beneficial to people. Your ideal customer would want to know this. You create the one that you're going to showcase on your site, and all the rest of them, you don't have to design them up pretty. You can if you want, but you're going to send them out in email. And then what happens? The person is now, and I mean, each one of these emails, you're delivering some information that would be valuable to them. And you're also, reminding them that you exist and reminding them of how they can contact you. So it's not just about delivering value. That's a part of it for sure. But each and every one of them is another opportunity for this person to make contact or to reach out to you. So like I said, the first one is going to be, I'm sorry, I need to figure out how to stop that. Sorry about that, but oh man. You still hearing me? I see that my camera is frozen.
Yes, we're hearing you.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we're hearing you.
Perfect, perfect. Let me one second, I'm sorry. Yeah, these distractions. You know what I need to do? Let me put this on Do Not Disturb.
I was just about to suggest that.
Yeah. This and Do Not Disturb. All right, we should be all set. Oh man, Claude late, man. All right, sorry about that, guys. That won't happen again. We should be all good. Am I here? I am here. Totally lose my focus a while ago, but all right. We have the list of things. Person get the first one, which is the lead magnet. All the rest of them go out as follow-up emails. Each one of them makes, basically makes a pitch. You're not doing any hard pitching, but you're basically doing a soft pitch. You're saying, hey, we're here. Remember if you want us. But every email they get from you is just you telling them something else that they find interesting. Even if they don't find all of them interesting, they're going to see that every email you send is something friendly, something that they might like, and that's how you get people to open your emails. If every email you send is all about buy from me or, remember to come and buy, then nobody's going to open it. But if you can figure out what your prospect would like to see and share it with them, they'll open every email you get. And you don't need to create a lot to cover an entire year of follow-up, because as I say, it's just the first week they're getting 5. After that is one per week. And very quickly after that is one per month. You just kind of keeping yourself in the mix just so that they don't get a chance to forget about you. Automate follow-up, keep your business top of mind, earns trust. You know, you're building a relationship, consumer confidence. Once again, this is not just some random person trying to scam me. They're trying to be friendly. So I'm telling you, you're making sales in the friendliest way possible, and it will help to increase your sales. All right. So that's the automating follow-up side of this thing. So we've gone through optimizing your website so that when people come, they see the information they need to see. It's not about hard selling them once again. They're coming and everything is laid out nice and neat. They get the information they want. If for whatever reason they happen to leave, you're going to leave without taking an action. So I don't think I mentioned that how retargeting works is that you're tracking that person's action. You're looking at the pages they land on, right? So if somebody comes to your site and they don't contact you and they don't make a purchase, they don't take any other actions that you say, they don't sign up for your email list, then you retarget them, right? But once they do one of those things, then you'd say, okay, we don't need to target that person right now because we already have them in our email list. We can follow up with them for free because email don't cost you nothing. All right. And I mean, separate and apart from those things that you'd create that would be valuable for them, you can also send, you know, if you have things like success stories, people love to see somebody else's experience. So maybe you're going to send an email about somebody that you did business with recently that had a great time, and you can send them other things too. But that's just the easiest type of content to come up with, things that your ideal prospect would want to know. And, you know, you have access to it. You can create it for them easily. So this, as I said, is the machine. It's the foundation that makes your advertising and your promotional efforts work much better. All right. So I see no questions here. I'm going to move on to the promotional side of tourism. Now, when it comes to promoting a tourism business, as you see here, the Google business profile, I have this in order of how I would recommend you approach it. Blogging, search advertising, and social media. And social media is specifically at the bottom because, you know, it really, the type of traffic that you get from social media, you have no idea what's going on. You can reach everybody, right? So the local businesses that selling to the man around the corner, they can benefit from social media. But what you don't get is any intent. And tourism, you know, and selling to tourists, it's a very time sensitive thing. So you want to catch that person just before they go on their trip. You don't really want to catch them, you know, somebody that has no intent of going on a trip, and you don't want to catch that person who just finished a trip. You'd be wasting your money, right? But Google is where you're able to practically read people's mind. You can tell that this person more than likely planning a trip. Why else would they be searching for that? And it's the only it's the only place I see that you can get this type of traffic. I mean, other than, it's not just Google, you have Bing as well, but Google controls a very high percentage of the search market. And like I said, search traffic, you're pretty much reading people's mind. Now, I'll go through these in detail so you can see how I approach it. The first one is the Google business profile. Now, any business at all, it don't matter, travel or whatever, the Google business profile is basically the modern day Yellow Pages. It's Google's business directory. So if somebody is looking for a business, Google is going to show it, and, you know, Google controls all the search. So it's a directory just like the Yellow Pages, but it's way, way better. And I'll just quickly show you, just in case you're not familiar with it. But as it says here, free evergreen exposure. You don't have to pay to be in the Google business directory. It's local. So somebody has to be specifically looking for you know, let's say a tour company in this particular area for your business to show up, or they have to be located in that area and looking for a tour company, and the business would show up. So the traffic that you get is people that are right there, or they're interested in your area, and it's what we call high intent, right? So when you think about the customer journey, typical person, you know, I have a trip coming up next month. I start doing my research online. What am I going to do when I go to Mexico or to Cancun, whatever it is? What am I going to do there? What are the best places to see? All of that. I do my research first. And then once I have a good idea of what I can do while I'm there, that's when I say, all right, let me find a tour company to help me with doing these things I want to do, right? Because no, that's what I need. So the person that's actually looking for a business, they're pretty much at the finishing line, right? They're ready now. They know what they want, and they're just looking for a business to serve them. And let me pull it up here. Just so that you see, I'm sure you've seen it, but tour company in Montego Bay, let's just look that up. First thing at the top is the ads, which is fine. Typically speaking, these, when there are no ads, which they're not always ads, but they're ads now. And depending on where you are, there might not be ads. But these businesses here are, these are in the Google business directory. Now, to benefit from this, you have to be in the top 3, right? Because there's a lot more. If you click on view more businesses down here, you'll see probably hundreds more that are in Montego Bay, but the top 3 show up right here, right? So, and I can tell you for sure that there are thousands of people looking for this every month. These people down here are getting phone calls every single day for free. And like you see, they're not paying to advertise. So it's worth the effort to get your business here. And depending on where you are, it might, I can tell you, Jamaica is not that competitive when it comes to getting your website here. And I you know, some of you are from other islands where it might even be easier. I don't know, you know, but there are just certain things you have to do to get your business profile here. And I mean, just to give you a general overview, I don't want to get too deep into this, right? But what you see on the Google homepage is exactly what they like. So if you decided that you wanted to show up, you want your business to show up for tour company in Montego Bay, well, Google is showing you right here the kind of businesses or what they want to see in the profile. So first thing, you wouldn't have your category be tour company, because the category they're featuring is tour operator, you know, 7 years in business, 5 years, 25 years in business. You make sure Google knows that how long you've been in business. You know, they all have their websites featured, and the services, you can look through the services that they offer. I mean, the bottom line is Google kind of give you hints of what they want to see. So you can go through, make your notes, fill out your profile completely, and get your reviews, and you can compete for this spot. It's a competition, right? But, you know, there's a little bit more to it than that, but that is the basic idea, is that you're competing for the top 3. These people are making money every month without spending any money on advertising. All right, so free, evergreen exposure, local, high intent customers, trust and credibility, because, you know, you come here, you see 5 years, 25 years in business, you feel comfortable, you see 210 5-star reviews. This company must be a company I can trust. Plus, I know Google doesn't just let anybody in here. So the fact that Google has them in the top 3, it makes me feel comfortable to contact them, right? But you have to be in the top 3. If you're not, then you're missing out on a lot of traffic that could be yours for free. All right, so that's the Google business profile. That, as I said, every business I interact with, that's the first thing I say, get that right, because that can generate a whole lot of phone calls for your business. The next one on the list is blogging. And I know most people hear that. They're like, never. But, you know, don't be so quick to turn your back on blogging. I'll quickly show you an example of a blog that I have. I created this blog some time ago, thingstodoinjamaica.com. And the approach to blogging is, you know, this is what I want to show you, the type of posts. So what it is that I do the research.
Yeah, I think you're freezed up again.
There is no sound.
Everybody still here?
Yes, we're still here.
Man,
Yes, we are.
this is what it is living in Jamaica. Would you believe my light just cut off on me? But anyway, it cut off, it came back, and thank you. I'm happy that you guys are still here. Let's get back to it. So, where was I? I tell you, I keep getting distractions. But what we do the
Blogging.
research up front. Do the research up front. All right. So Google gives you this data. If you go to Google Ads, you have to create a Google Ads account, and you basically punch in a keyword. And I should show you. I mean, Google will give you all of the data on how many people are looking for, let's say, Kingston night market per month.
Christian,
Yes.
they're no longer sharing, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Share, here, and here. All right, perfect. We're back on track. Right, so like I said, all of this data you can get for free. So what I did was I did the research up front, found out the keywords that people were looking for, you know, affordable, all-inclusive resorts, whatever it is, main key, all of these pages here, you know, they might not generate a lot of traffic individually, but when you pull them all together, this site gets about 2,000 people every single day. So when you pull all of these small, you know, a 30 here, a 50 there, when you pull them all together, it amounts to a good amount of traffic that we get for free. I don't pay for this. All I do is pay. I don't even look at this site. I don't use it anymore. And I can tell you, I thank myself, you know, about 10 years ago when I started this, and it really is like you plant a tree that just keeps on giving, you know. So, and I didn't write any of these blog posts. It was an investment as far as I'm concerned. I paid for each and every one of these that are here. All I did was research to say, you know, I want a blog post on this topic, and they created it, and we have it uploaded, and now it still gets a good amount of traffic. Years later, you know, it's still going well. So that's the idea. I'm not asking you to do a blog. Like, you know, a lot of people think of a blog as, let me share my thoughts, or, you know, and there's nothing wrong with doing that kind of blog. That might be therapeutic to some people, but what we are doing is we're getting in front of people, and we're helping Google, because when people go to Google and they type in, you know, things like the Rastafari movement or whatever it is, Google want a page to show them, the person searching for it. What are we going to show them? Well, you just have to create the pages and say, well, here's a good page for your Google. And you get in front of that traffic. And over time, that snowballs. And, you know, at first, it might seem very slow, right? So as I said, it's free evergreen exposure. And at first, it might seem very slow because you have a new website. But how it works is every single time you make a post to your site, and this is, let's imagine you're doing this on your business site now. Every time you make a post, it's like it's calling the Google, we call them the Google spiders. It's calling them back to come and crawl through your page and index what they've found. And the more they keep coming back and crawling is the more they're going to say, all right, all of these pages deserve to be lifted up because this is an active website. It's not just a stagnant set of pages that never change, right? So you having a blog will just boost your traffic overall. But what I'd say is don't be discouraged at first. It took a very long time to really be able to generate the kind of traffic that I generate with that. But and when I say very long, I mean, it probably took a few years, but you might not even need that amount of traffic. You do start to get some traffic right away, you know, and it snowballs. Builds authority and trust. If every single time somebody is researching Jamaica, they're looking for all these different things to do, and they keep coming across things to do in Jamaica, then, you know, if things to do in Jamaica was a business, they'd feel comfortable with that business, and it captures the prospects in the planning phase. So if you remember up here, Google business profile, you capture them at the end of the buy, what we call the buyer's journey or the buying cycle, whatever it is, right? You capture them at the end when they're ready. So they have high intent now, they're ready to buy, but the blog is in the planning when they're doing their research and trying to put together their plan. So you're now capturing people even earlier in the buying process, long before they land in Jamaica. A blog will help you to do it. But if you're really against it, the truth is you don't have to do it, right? Because my absolute favorite type of traffic is search advertising. And you guys probably guessed that already. But the reason that a lot of people are afraid of advertising is just the approach, right? So advertising isn't supposed to be an expense, it's an investment. And the only way it really becomes an investment is when you have proper tracking in place. So you need to know that for every dollar that I spend on Google, it brings back 3, it brings back 5, 10, whatever it brings back, you need to track it down to the T. And if you're not tracking it, then you're basically just looking at it as an expense. You're just saying, well, this is just a business expense. I have to pay this every month. But that's not how advertising works. Wherever you're advertising, you need a way to track what's going on. If you even put an ad in the newspaper, I recommend that you put a separate phone number that you wouldn't normally use so you can see how many calls you got. Don't matter what it is, you need to know what you're doing, what you're getting in return, or you just basically throwing money out there. But the idea is with advertising, when you start to see your numbers and you start to get the data and you start to realize that, well, I put $1, every dollar spent here, it brings back, you know, let's say 3, for example. I'm going to go find $10,000 and make it bring back 30,000. Like, you can be confident when you have the data. Is when you don't have the data and you're just trying a thing and you just say, let me boost this post. That's what a lot of people do. You're not getting any, you don't know what you're getting for that and you can't scale it. And the idea is you want to be able to scale it as far, you can take that to the bank and get the money because you are sure of what your return will be, right? So the tracking is crucial when it comes to advertising. And once you really wrap your brain around how to properly track, then search advertising or any kind of advertising it's no longer intimidating, and you're no longer thinking, well, how much am I going to spend per month? You're going to spend as much as you can find because you know it brings back a profit. All right, I'm sure you get the point. It's the most powerful form of advertising. For tourism, like I said, it's like you're reading people's mind, right? You're seeing exactly what they're thinking. If somebody wake up and them have a pain in them foot, them going to Google. Like, you can see what people have going on. There's no other way to know if this person have a pain in them foot. And if they're planning a trip, then there's certain keywords that they're going to be looking for that tells you this trip that this person is planning is specifically to where I am. They're coming here, you know, and this is my ideal customer. I don't know of any other type of advertising that gives you that, right? It's immediate results. So while the blog might take a little time to build up and snowball, and your Google business profile, you're competing, so eventually you'll get there and you'll start to reap the benefits. But with this, if you place an ad tomorrow, you start getting traction tomorrow. As soon as your ad is approved, Google will start sending you traffic. And another thing I wanted to show you is people get intimidated. We typed in tour company in Montego Bay. You see Viator, you see TripAdvisor, but you also see Mobile Vacations, right? So people get intimidated. They figure these companies are spending hundreds of thousands on this simply because it works, but that don't matter to you. You don't have to have that kind of budget to come in and get your slice of the pie. Google will sell, if you have $200, Google will sell you your 200 worth of clicks, because remember, this is a pay-per-click platform, by the way. So you only pay when people click on your ads. So if you only have a $200, you throw it up. I don't know how much they have. I don't know if that's a big company, but they will just sell you that amount of clicks. So don't feel intimidated because you're seeing these other big boys there. They buy what they can buy, and you buy what you can buy. And like I said, it's scalable. Once you start running this and you get a grip on your conversions, you can turn up the volume. You can turn it up and increase the amount of people that you're exposing your business to very, very easily. With the blogging and with the Google business profile, as much as I love them, you can't scale those. Those you just have to, you take what you get and you're happy that it's free. But this is how you really start to turn the volume up on the amount of people that you're attracting, right? So that is search advertising. I think I've stressed enough how much this is my absolute favorite type of advertising in the world. And, you know, I will touch on social media because a lot of people love it. And, you know, I want to show you how we've used it and what I think makes the most sense if you're going to really use social media, right? So when it comes to the advertising side of social media, like I said, you can boost a post if you want to, but, and you know, at the end of the day, it's just extremely difficult for you to track your return unless you're selling locally. I mean, and there are exceptions to this rule, but if your customer is mainly somebody who is planning a trip, then it's going to be very difficult for you to target those people with the ads. But that doesn't mean that it's useless. So one of the things that I like about it is that, you know, people will find you however they find you, and they might decide, let me check out this business on social media, right? So they might go check out your social media profile, and you having a strong profile will help to, you know, it makes your business look more credible and trustworthy. So this is the profile. What did I do with the screen a while ago? I threw it away. This is the profile for the website I was showing you earlier, thingstodoinjamaica.com. Right, as you see, we have a lot of followers, right? So there's a particular way I approached this when we were very active on it. We're not that active, but I'm going to share how we do it. Now, there's this thing called curated content. It's perfectly legal. People love when you do it. And the point is that these posts that you're looking at, none of them are ours, because the reality is that these platforms, every one of them, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whichever one, their main priority is getting people to stay on the platform for as long as possible, right? The longer you stay on the platform, browsing through and looking at all these things, is the more ads they can show you. And they get paid for every time somebody views an ad, right? So they want content on their profile that keep people hooked. Now, oh man. Now, when you make a post to your profile, let's say you have 1,000 followers, you know, the platform, whichever one it is, they're not going to share it with just everybody that follows you, right? They're just going to share it with a tiny percentage to kind of give it a test run. And depending on how that first test group responds, they'll decide, all right, we're going to share it with more people. I'm sorry, give me 1 second. Let me connect to a different network. Man. Everybody here? Are hearing me?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, good. Thought I lost you for a second. Man, full of distractions today, but they won't show your post. You have 1,000 people following you. You make a post, they might show it to 50. And they say, let's see how these people respond. If a good amount of the 50 respond, they'll show it to a couple of hundred. If it continues, they'll show it to everybody that follows you. And if it continues to perform well, they'll show it to even people who don't follow you. And that's how your posts go viral, right? And when they start showing it to all these new people, that's how you start to grow and get more followers. So when people have their social media profile and all they're posting is promotional material and they're posting about things that they're selling, nobody's going to share that. It's not going to get any traction on the platform. Not even the people who follow you going to see it. So I think the best way to use these platforms, maybe not all the time. Maybe you still post your promotional stuff, but I still promote the website with this. I'll show you. But the point is, maybe you still post your promotional stuff, but it's not every post. You have to post the things that the platform will like, and they will share it with other people so that your profile gets exposure. So let me see. I don't really and yeah, one of the things that's important when you're doing this curated content is that you tag the person, right? So when you see a post that has gone viral, chances are it will go viral again and again and again. But so you can safely repost it and know that it will perform good, but you have to tag the person. If you don't tag them, they're going to feel like you're trying to steal their content. But if you do tag them, then they'll also benefit because they'll feel like, yeah, you are giving their profile exposure as well. You're just expanding their reach. Now, let me show you how basically we use this. So imagine you're scrolling, a post goes viral. What I try to do, right, is, as I said, the things that send the signals to the platforms that this post is doing well is when it's getting a lot of likes, shares, and comments, right? When you start to get comments and people are sharing it, it sends that signal. So with that in mind, what I do is, and I don't post on this, I kind of just give the blueprint of how I want the post to be. Always ask a question, right? Always try to get the person to leave some kind of comment down here. That's what sends the signal. We want that. So we ask a question first and foremost to kind of push them to make a response. And we immediately follow up with sharing the profile. Even though the profile is here, what we want is for the person to click on the profile. So they might not follow me. They click on the profile And when they click on it on a mobile phone, it don't work as well on desktop. But when they click on it, it takes them here, right? And they get to see the name of the business, and they get you can have what you'd call your call to action right here, where you tell people to go and visit your website. This is how we redirect people to the site. So, and the site has all the information. So when you approach it this way, what's going on? This must be a different time zone. But when you approach it this way, it's like you're fishing on the profile and you're trying to get them over to your website so that they can get caught up in your web. That's all this really is. It's a perfect system. You're not trying to get a ton of followers. Yeah, you're going to get some followers, but followers on this platform that I don't control has zero value to me unless you're some kind of influencer where you're going to start charging people to post. It has zero value to me. I earn nothing from having all these followers, right? Because that's not how I run my business. So, like I said, this is the way I think is the best way to take advantage of these platforms. You post things that you know are going to be entertaining to people so that the platform will decide to share it with everybody. You immediately ask a question so that people will leave comments below, and then you point them right back to this post clearly doesn't do it well, but you point them right back to your profile so that when they go, they'll see here and they'll see the link that you need to click on. All of the platforms that exist, this is how we approach it. And yeah, that is how we make the best use of social media. But like I said, this is, it's not necessarily the most effective way for you to attract people who are planning a trip, right? You can use it, you can make the best of it, but Google is always going to win. I hope you at least get that from what I'm saying. So we've pretty much gone over it, the whole foundation. I know some people came in late. The 3 pillars of success: you optimize your website so that when the people come from social media or wherever they find you from, they get clear details on what it is that you're trying to offer them and how they can contact you. The website is where it all goes down. Once you have that optimized, you have your automated follow-up. So now everybody that lands on your website, they either get retargeted or they find themselves on your mailing list where you're going to follow up with them. Either way, we are grabbing as many people as possible and keeping them in our web. We're not letting them go. It's all in the follow-up. Every successful business or salesperson will tell you that. And when it comes to attracting customers now, like I've been stressing, it's all about Google, in my opinion. These 3 are the most important. This just helps to build some social proof for you. And, you can fish some people off long term. But if you want immediate customers, if you want customers next week, it's search advertising. You might not, if you're just starting, you might not know exactly which keywords to target, but that is where it all goes down. That's where you can get the people that are definitely planning a trip and you can laser target them. All right. So that pretty much covers my promise to you how to get an extra 20 bookings per month without spending thousands with an ad agency. And let me quickly, I'm going to look through these comments, but I really want to know what you guys think. Do you think you can get 20 at least, or do you see that, like I said, this is way more than 20. 20 is just the beginning, but in my opinion, you can do a lot more. So, all right, stock photos. Oh, the photos on the blog. Let me show you that. Oh, this is the best thing. This was very cool for me too. You see, I just have to hope that it works because I don't even know what's going on this site. And let me just pick a post. Is this one? Anyway, the point is, right? What I should have done is this. Yeah, see it there? Ah, there you have it. Photo, the link's broken. I tell you, we don't really pay much attention to the site, unfortunately. But let me show you quickly. I go to Instagram. I see a photo that I like or a video that I'd want to use in a blog post. You click up here. Embed. That is it. That's what you get all kind of free images off of Instagram. That made my life so much easier. You know, there are posts that we have original images, but once I found out that I could just embed these images or these videos on my website, it made my life much easier. Good, sharing it. I'm happy to hear that. Process of, all right. Good, good, good. Late. Nyan, well, I have a recording for you. Automatically track website visitors enough to target them with ads. Google Analytics. Google Analytics does track a lot of things and you can use it, but I don't know if it happens automatically. You know, you definitely can use it for the retargeting, but I don't know that it happens automatically. Thank you, Leona. I'm happy. I'm happy. Natasha, recording. Lovely. Sounds like, you know, I mean, it sounds like I haven't wasted your time. Everybody's satisfied. You feel like this time spent with me was well spent. Yes, everybody will get the recording. I certainly will. So, you know, I have a few more questions. I'm happy this was helpful. Thank you. Thank you, Sean. But I have a few more questions for you now. The first one, before you go. If you have to go, you have to go. So it go. But before you go, I want to know if you think I could sell this presentation. If you had paid, let's say, $50 to get this presentation, would you feel like it was money well spent? You know, it's difficult for me to put a value on these things because, you know, this is my field. I'm talking about things that I love to talk about, you know. So, sharing it, you'd feel comfortable with that. All right. Yeah, by the way, is it Primus? I've been avoiding saying your name because I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's Primus. Primus, yeah.
All right, Primus, cool. Yeah, man. So, well, let me tell you, I have a favor to ask you before you leave, all of you, and I'm happy to see that you know, you guys think I could sell it. That's interesting. I have no plans on selling it yet, but that's interesting. But here's something I wanted to test, right? How would you guys feel about leaving me a quick review? Because, geez, there must be a time. There has to be a time. I have to find out from, who was that again? I want to ask you guys anyway to just leave a quick review. I'm going to put a link down here. And if you could just write what you thought about this presentation, I would greatly appreciate that. And yeah, and I actually have something that I can potentially offer you. Give me 1 second. Let me give you a link. This is just the same ad I've been running. I would love, you know, for just to say, just so people can see comments from people who have actually gone through the presentation, whether you think it's a waste of time or whatever it is. I'd love for some of those comments to be there. Let me see if this is something I can share. If I click on share a link and I copy this link, I don't know if this will work out, but let me tell you, I would really appreciate it if, let me see what happens when I click on it. If you just leave a review of what you thought, that would be, I'd really, and if you share it, right? If you share it, that would even be greater. Share it and like it. I mean, it's an ad, So it gets exposure regardless, but maybe it will boost my exposure. I don't know if you like it or you share it. All right. Alistair, Alistair says you'd pay, but you'd love to have a more detailed how to. So I have that for you. I have it for you. And if you do me the favor of, oh man, this don't allow, you can't leave a comment here. Tell me if you can leave a comment on what I sent you. If you can't, it's fine. This was just a thought I had. But let me show you what I have. Because, you know, the whole idea to me was to share this strategy that, as I said, it's the ultimate strategy when it comes to advertising to tourists. Oh, it's in the chat, right? It didn't come through. Not seeing the link. So I wonder where I put it. Ah, a man like me can't figure this out, you know, say, this is not going to be easy. All right, I know what I did wrong. I think everybody, yeah, no, man, I sent it in the chat. So, yeah, I wanted to share the overview. I'll answer any questions that you might have. There's no secrets in this thing, right? But I know as a fact that most people, even when they know, they're just simply not going to do it, right? But I just do what I can to share it. And what you've gotten is a good overview. Obviously, we can't get into the nitty-gritty and the details. So here is something that I've recently started testing out. And so far, it's been doing okay. It's a little community. And I'll tell you why I created this, right? Now, this is the Travel Business Academy that I created. Most of these courses that you see here, you know, the remarketing and the Google business and the search advertising, these are courses that I've been selling over the years, right? So in addition to agency work and, you know, the things that we do for other people, I also started to put together these trainings for staff, you know, walking them through, and it just kind of led up into, well, maybe there's a market of people who would rather not pay an agency and they'd rather learn how to do it themselves. And I find that that's actually the best way, because even when you get to the point where you want to pay an agency, a lot of these agencies will sell you all kind of fat that not going to give you any results. So it's best when you know for yourself exactly what needs to happen. Just like we just went through the strategy, nobody should be able to come to any of you and say, we can do your social media marketing and get your customers. They have to explain to you how. How does that work, right? Make that make sense to me. So anyway, I think it's good when everybody knows how to do these things for themselves. And like I said, over the years, I've been selling these, you know, pretty much for around about $97. I sold a lot of these for this is the Google search advertising masterclass. I've sold a lot of them for $97. The Google Business Accelerator, people love that topic. But basically, what I want to do is build out this community of, it will have different courses, but what selling the courses is missing is that, you know, that interaction, right? So when I sell you a course, you go on and you do the course, you don't really have any way to bounce things off of me so that I know how I can improve this thing. It's rare I might get an email with somebody saying, you know, explain this to me. And I think a lot of people buy these courses and they probably don't even go through it. You know, they just buy it because they want to have it. So that's what it was lacking for me. So what I've decided to do is to create this community where don't worry about buying the course. There's a monthly cost for being a part of the community, but it gives you access to all of the courses. And let me tell you, I have a little slide down here to remind me of all of the things. Oh, you still didn't get the link? Let me share it again. This is to everyone. You should get it. But anyway, it gives you access to all of the courses. Plus, there's one-on-one access where we can direct message each other, just like, you know, WhatsApp. I respond to the people in this group fairly quickly within an hour, I'd say, because I'm interested in hearing what people need to know, right? Like, that's valuable to me. And on top of that, we do these same kind of calls like these every week. We come together and we strategize, and whatever questions again that might come up, you know, we have a place where we can all come together. And I guess I would also throw in on top of it a consultation, a free, what we'd call a one-on-one consultation, you know, because let me tell you, people have paid me to do these consultations. I'm not trying to sell it for the kind of money that people have paid me for. This is something that I would just give to people who are in this community. This is something I've been doing maybe about 2 weeks now. It's $50 a month, but like I said, I'm going to give you a discount for leaving me that review on the if you can make it work, right? If you leave me the review on the Facebook thing, I'm going to knock this down to $20 a month, so that, you know, and when you get in at that rate, you know, I'm hoping to make it a bigger community. It will have everything that anybody in the travel industry could possibly need for just $20 a month. I mean, one rated customer would cover that easily. And the content that's in here would give you more than that. So I'm going to lower this for the rest of the evening. I have no way of tracking who actually. You still don't get the link? All right, let me do this a different way. I have no way of tracking who actually leaves it, but I believe that you know, you guys will do it for me, whoever decides to do it. So I'm going to lower this to $20 per month. Once it's down to that, you know, when I raise the price to $99 a month or whatever it is, this can potentially sell for, you'll always be at the low end, which I would consider to be a founder's rate, right? All of these trainings, as I said, I've sold many of these for $97 a pop, and you have immediate access to them. This is where I'll upload. I have last week's recording of this same thing here. I'll also add this week's here as well. So you'll have access to that. This isn't done yet because, you know, it's like I have all the content, I just haven't uploaded it yet, but this is filled out with a lot of different trainings that goes deep into the content that we discussed. So we spoke about the retargeting, we spoke about the email sequences, the Google Business Directory. These trainings will show you exactly what you need to do step by step, how to get it done. And if even after you go through them, you have any issues, you can either bring it up on one of the weekly calls, or you can send me a direct message and I'll definitely be there for you. As I say, you know, I think this is a very interesting way to build a community of serious people. You know, I know most people, as I said, they're not very serious and they just like to have information, but you do have some people that take the thing serious and willing to put in the work. This isn't going to be an overnight type of thing. There's some work that needs to be done, and I just want to kind of help you along the way. All right, so let me lower this price here for anybody that wants to do it. This is the website you'd go to. As I say, $20 a month, travelbizacademy.com. You'll get a free one-on-one consultation, the weekly live calls, all the trainings, and no future price increase. I'll bump this down just for a few hours. Let me see now. And yes, the Academy is accessible now. It's ready. Ready. I work on this every day. I'm very excited about it, you know. So every day I'm uploading content to it, and it does have, I have about 49 members. It says 50, but I'm one. So I do have people in there right now. It's an active community. And it grows by the week. So I know for sure, you know, sooner or later I'll be able to increase that price. But for now, We get the founders rate in, price lowered to $20 a month. So anybody that's interested in that can sign up, and let me send out those links to people. Like I said, this is the link you'd go to if you want to sign up for the academy, but I'd really appreciate you leaving a review for me on the video. So let me send it to everybody individually. Come join us, man. I'd love to have you. That would be, you know, that would be great, Primus.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. Latoya. I just quickly sending these out. Just, you know, whatever you think about the training, just share it. That would really excite me, so that people will know, you know. Traveling across Jamrock. Natasha Lewis. Leona Henry. All right, I don't think anybody can say them don't get it now. So by the way, I saw some people coming late. I don't know if they decided to leave, but I'm curious to know if the time zone is just different, or is it that you're just on Jamaica? You know what them say, Jamaica time? Coralie. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Nan. Oh, you. Oh. You just late. Where are you? In Jamaica? That's, oh, Mobe. All right. So you're on Jamaica time. Perfect. Well, I am here. I'll spend another few minutes. Anybody have any questions? And like I say, I really appreciate you guys coming and spending this time with me. I know it's an hour ahead, but listen, I don't know if it tells you 8:32 in Grenada. Grenada is an hour ahead too. So did the emails that you get make it clear that, you know, even though it's 6 p.m. Jamaica time, that it was 7 p.m. your time?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so at least that worked. Okay,
Hey, Krishna, can you hear me?
I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Hi, Jillian. I've been in traffic all this time. 1 hour
Oh,
with the traffic.
Jillian, you
So
must
I've
be
not
in
been able to type
Kingston.
anything. Yes, correct. From downtown Wilmot, trying to get up to Stony Hill. I tell you,
Nice. I'm
it's
a
bad.
Wilmerian, you know.
Yes, man, my son. Really?
Nice. Yeah,
Awesome.
man. Nice,
Awesome.
nice.
But thank
Yeah,
you so
man.
much. I think you're a godsend. I needed something like that, you know, and I
Oh,
really,
that's nice to hear.
I have a travel business and I've been in it for the past year and 8 months. And some of the things I've had to be learning myself, but trust me, you really break it down for me. And I
Yeah,
really
man.
appreciate it. So I will be
Yeah,
sending you
man.
the link because you'll be hearing from me. I
Yeah,
have
man.
some people in my business that need this information, so we'll be calling on you.
All right. What I'll do then, you know what? I'm going to send you the link in email. I'll send the Travel Biz Academy. I'll leave it up for the rest of the night at the $20. Tomorrow I'll bump it back up. But yeah, I'd love to have you, and those are some very kind words. I really appreciate that.
And we see that you love what you do. Comes out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I
Yeah,
feel the
man.
energy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I do enjoy what I do, you know, and I enjoy sharing it. And you know, I like to know that it helps in some way, you know. I
It
really
does,
do
man. It
enjoy
really does.
that.
And at
Yeah,
first I
man.
was skeptical. I was like, why is this man having this thing free?
Right?
But not free.
Everybody is.
What's the catch? And
Everybody.
I really, really do appreciate it because we do need to give back, you know, as much as
Yeah,
we can.
man. Yeah,
But
man. Everybody is skeptical, which is exactly why, you know, I'd love for you to share your review on
I
it,
will do.
you know. Yeah, man.
Take care
I'll
now.
send the link. I'll say, yes, drive safe.
I
Hope you
finally,
get home soon.
yes, almost there at the foot
All
of
right.
it. Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Take care, Jillian. All right, and everyone, I will send you the presentation link. Thank you, Primus. I appreciate that. There's nowhere to leave a review. That's the most annoying thing. Cha,
Exactly.
cha, man. How
If
can
you
I
if you
share
could send
that?
it if you could send it to me on my email, I definitely will
Yeah,
leave a
man.
review and then I will register.
Yes, I'm
You
going to
know?
send you everything.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
going to.
Send me everything. Send me everything.
Oh, and Coralie, I hope that's how you say it. There's no commitment. You come for 1 month, you leave. I mean, I would hope that you find it. I want to make this thing so valuable for you that you would never think of leaving. $20 is like, is like absolutely nothing. So that's my goal. But if you choose to come for 1 month and jump back out, that is perfectly fine with me. I just love to know why. What could I have done differently to improve on it? That's all. Yeah, man.
Well,
Thank you,
you have a
Claude.
customer. You have a customer right here now.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
man.
you are one
Yeah,
here too.
nice. Let me
Big up yourself, Krishna, man. Real talk. This is very good. Very good.
Yeah, man. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. Thank you. That's perfect.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
man.
I'm a past student at UTech, man. Formerly cast.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, man.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, man. Perfect. Perfect. But you gone back home now?
Yeah, man. I have accommodation business, you know.
Okay. I'm going to send it out right now. Once I get my bearings, I figure out how to share these emails. I'll send it out to you. Greens. Where is Greens? I don't understand that one. Last, Alistair. Oh, sorry. You see? I'm not up on it, Greens. All right. That's what we call Grenada. Let me get this out of the way. All right, everybody. Thank you. I'm going to send you the link right now. If I have your number, let me see. Can I send it on WhatsApp? If you've gotten a WhatsApp message from me earlier today and you're still here, send it back to me and I can send it to you on WhatsApp. I'm also going to send out an email and I'm going to send you the replay, everything. The replay will be in the community for those of you who choose to join me. That will be great. Well, send me a WhatsApp message, Terrell. Yeah, but I don't want to send it to people who, Michelle, like just send it to me and just send me the word link because I don't want to send it to people that don't know what I'm sending them. So if you send me the word link, I'll send it to you on WhatsApp right now. Yeah, and yeah, I really appreciate you guys. Appreciate you spending the time. Appreciate the feedback. And I hope to see you all in the community. Let's keep this going. Let's not end it here. All right, so I am going to jump off unless there's anything else. Thank you once again. And yeah, hope to see you in the community. All right. These numbers that I get in, I don't know if I can figure out how to add them to WhatsApp and all of that. Did you get a WhatsApp from me, Nan? And Sean? If you did, just respond to it. Just send me the word link and I'll know to send it back to you. No, you didn't? When you say sadly, what you mean?
Sadly, no,
Oh,
me
you
never get a
didn't?
WhatsApp. I got a email to follow up with
Oh, you
this
probably
thing.
never give me your phone number. All right, no problem.
Probably. So
Yeah.
is here in the email I could find a number for you there? I could WhatsApp you there. Maybe.
I don't think I have the number in it. No, I don't
And
think
that's
I have
why I
the
send you
number in
my
the
number
email.
because I didn't get a WhatsApp number either.
It might be
Oh,
easy
yeah.
for you to share the WhatsApp that you want us to WhatsApp and everybody can WhatsApp you there than for you to go and add everybody. Because then you are the central marketplace.
Yeah, that might be
I
easier
wonder,
to give us your
let
number.
me, 876-831-5333. Yeah, send it there. That sound good. Good suggestion, man. Sure. I don't know how I never think of that. All right. Thank you, everybody. And yeah, Let's keep in touch. All right. All the best. Let me shut down everything now. Appreciate you once again. And I'll send you guys it. Oh, you never. Oh, man. You see, this Zoom messaging thing, you see, man. Yeah, for be specific. 831-5333. 831-5333. 876-831-5333. All right. I hope everybody got that. Send me the WhatsApp. I'll send everything back. And yeah, we take it from there. All right. Thanks again. All the best.